Hi guys, welcome to your YouTube channel, your great family. This book has several volumes. I made a playlist of 10 videos for this book. In this video, I will read to you 1 Glossary of Transurfing Terms. Transurfing, the big principles. Enjoy your time. Let's go. 1 Glossary of Transurfing Terms. Transurfing, the big principles. Reality lies outside of you as long as you believe it. Reality. Transurfing originated only a few years ago in Russia, where it has been phenomenally successful. It has since been released on all continents and in many countries. This concept brings together and integrates both the most recent and the most traditional representations, ideas, visions, points of view, on man and his ability to influence his life, events, acquisitions, relationships, quantum physics, models of reality, realized dreams, psychotypes, personality typologies, principles of classical psychology, coaching and the transpersonal approach, religion and science. All this constitutes interior of Transurfing, a remarkable tool, concrete, pragmatic and easily usable by all. Glossary of Transurfing Terms. Transurfing, the art and science of managing your personal lifeline in tune with your aspirations. What was impossible becomes possible. The truth is outside of you as long as you believe it. It is the practical way of dealing with reality and personal destiny, life as we desire it. Unconditional love, creative energy at the base of the world. To be in love is to give without the expectation of receiving, to let go of the faults of others, and to lower importance. There cannot be excess potential with unconditional love. Pendulum. Several people thinking in the same direction create an energetic structure of information called a pendulum. We live in a world of pendulums. Pendulums compete with each other to have as many members as possible. All pendulums are based on rules that decide what is admissible or inadmissible, right or wrong, true or false. The pendulums propose all the values and rules that their members must absolutely respect. Pendulums possess great strength and influence over those who adhere to them. Only the person who chooses for himself the rules, values, priorities and goal to pursue can free himself from the pendulums and obtain his own destiny. Pendulum. Mechanism of the pendulums create their own rules and laws. They force their members to respect them, without any consideration for their deepest aspirations. Most pendulums get their energetic boost by pushing their adherents against the adherents of other pendulums and use the energy of struggle for this purpose. They thus provoke family conflicts, wars between states, religious wars, etc. Pendulum. The aspiration of the pendulum attracts as many adherents as possible to gain energy and establish its personal influence over them. Without an adherent, a pendulum dies. Pendulum. The action of the pendulum generates actions for the preservation of its structure and to obtain adherents. Often what happens to you is initiated by the pendulums to emotionally grab you. Your relatives, who are under the influence of pendulums, can play this role unconsciously. Pendulum. The games of the. These are the games, the situations, the roles that the pendulum offers you to pump you the energy it needs. You can accept them or not accept them. He can offer you to be his favorite. He can also scare people by talking about negative consequences. In any case, you will have to pay the determined price. If your goals coincide with the goals in the direction of the pendulum, you can hire out, which means not a dependent relationship but a deliberate and even cooperative relationship with the pendulum. Pendulum. Fail. The pendulum fails when you refuse to fight against it or do something unexpected. Pendulum. Renting out. If you have to energize a pendulum, work for it, then give yourself rent, that is, do your job impeccably and without losing sight of your own goal. People who fall into burnout are people who have forgotten their own purpose in favor of that of the pendulum. Purpose. This is the starting point for riding the wave of success. Defining a goal allows you to know in which direction to take the first step and to start the internal intention. If this goal is truly yours, then spirit and soul resonate and you trigger the wind of external intention, which then eases your way to your goal by tuning into the space sector of the variance where the achievement of your goal lies. Choice. It is the choice of the variant in which you receive what you want. You yourself choose the fate, partners, relationships and results you receive. According to Transurfing, it's your choice, not the one imposed on you. When you make the choice, do not worry too much about the means to achieve the result. Choice and realization. Choice becomes realization when three conditions are met. 1. There is desire, assumption, vision, goal, image, or goal slide. 2. Soul and spirit agree with each other for the chosen direction. 3. One manifests the intention. Intention to act, internal, and resolution to receive what you intend to get, external intention. When these three conditions are fulfilled, you are actually giving an order, like in a restaurant. Thus each person forms at all times and without interruption his layer of the world. Snapshot of the goal, accurate representation of the goal, of what you want to receive. It contains the image of the event, the idea, the feeling, the emotion, the action, the scenery, the smells, the sounds, the sensations. The snapshot, which you can adjust as you go measurement, lets you know if you are moving in the right direction. Layer of the world. Each of us, by our choice, creates our personal reality, our layer of the world. We can manage our layer of the world and get what we want. Decisions. Unconsciously, decisions are directly influenced by the perception of reality, emotions. The right decision helps to act, finding solutions to situations and achieving concrete results. The difficulty appears when the decision is inadequate to the current situation, especially since the person is rarely inclined to reconsider his decision. A good decision brings serenity immediately and takes into account, accepts the risk associated with a decision. Asker, offended, and warrior. A asker just sits around, taking no initiative or making any effort to get anywhere. He hopes to win the lottery or a miracle without doing anything and becomes a puppet of the pendulums, which determine his destiny as they please. An offended person expresses his dissatisfaction and demands something that is supposed to be in his right. He is sure he is right and gets angry, protests, expresses his grievances. In doing so, he does even more damage to his destiny since he creates success potential by giving too much importance to what has offended him. A warrior has chosen to fight with the world to take his place in the sun. By adopting a hard position, man goes to war with the pendulums, attracted by competition, battles against all the more and more numerous obstacles that stand in his way. His whole life is a continual fight for the existence. The alternative position that Transurfing offers in the face of these three attitudes is that of the observer. Goal slide, accurate representation of the goal, of what you want to receive. It contains the image of the event, the idea, the feeling, the emotion, the action, the scenery, the smells, the sounds, the sensations. The slide, that you can adjust as you go, lets you know if you are moving in the right direction. Inner dialogue, conversation of self to self, what we call I, system integrated in the mind, which controls, follows or establishes the rules, the punishments. When the inner dialogue of the spirit agrees with the intuition of the soul, the outer intention manifests. Energy. To receive what you wish, it is necessary to have free energy in stock. In the presence of free energy, each person is capable of sound reasoning and effectively influences their personal reality. Inner dialogue wastes an immense amount of energy since the intention is directed within. On the other hand, a harmonious way of life, at the listening to the intuition of the soul, brings a lot of energy. Space of variance, matrix of energy from which we create our reality. Reality includes an infinite amount of variance, but only those that we deliberately choose for ourselves become accessible to our perception. You can always and at any time choose any other variant. The space of variations is in a way very plastic if you yourself are ready for change. Your possibilities are only limited by your intention. For balancing forces, in the world, everything tends towards balance, static or dynamic. This is what avoids chaos. the action of the balancing forces is intended to eliminate the excess potential. The strengths of balancing go to the simplest. For them, the blade of grass has the same importance as the human being or the entire galaxy. If you create excess potential, imbalance, it is easier for them to kick you in the nose than to alter the universe around you. Balancing forces rob you of the object of your importance or push you against what you are trying to avoid. Frail. The frail is a state of man's soul, in which are inscribed his greatest desires, which makes his own individuality. If you listen to the intuition of the soul, it will be easy for you to perceive what the person you are dealing with or with you are in a relationship wants and needs. Frailing is a charming technique of human relationship, soul to soul. Reject the intention to get, replace it with the intention to give, and you will receive what you have denied yourself. Inner image. For everything in your life, there is an inner image comprising vision, picture, and emotion, feeling. The internal image is not constant or fixed. Although some images may be permanently frozen, still images reflect some strong decisions and the degree of importance you place on them. By changing the image, by changing the relationship to the existing image, you can effortlessly and quickly change the reality you experience. Imagination. When the imagination is used as a reality management tool, for example to create a goal slide, it fully plays its role. When imagination imagines the worst and causes fear, it creates significance. When imagination is used to run away from reality, it prevents you from managing your reality. Importance. The main reason for dependency relationships is the importance you give no matter what. A goal, an outcome, a person, a material object, or yourself. Importance is the basis of excess potentials. At any time, anyone can change their relationship from very important, to less important, to neutral. Internal importance. Internal importance is when you give too much meaning to what you feel or experience. For example, a feeling of inferiority. External importance. External importance is when you give too much significance to someone or something external, such as your goal. Importance. The coordination of. Everyone chooses what meaning to give to what affects them. By giving too much meaning to the desire or the goal, you devalue them. Depending on your choice, depending on the meaning you assign, you are able to coordinate the importance and in fact, increase the chances of receiving particularly what you want to receive. Importance. Decrease. Importance is the only obstacle in the way of achieving your desire. Importance is the source of stress. Importance. Coordination of. Desires that are free of the potential for importance and the potential for dependency come true. Intention. It is the directed force, the directed energy. It is the resolution to receive something, be it a result or an emotion. Often, people's requests do not correspond to their real needs. We can define the true intention according to this simple formula: intention equals the result, or the result shows you what, in fact, you have chosen. You can measure intent through each concrete case. Internal intention. Internal intention is the force, attention and energy focused on the process of your own movement towards the goal. It is the determination to act in the material world, to take a step towards the goal. If the internal intention is directed towards what is going on inside you, feelings, emotions, thoughts, there is a short circuit and the energy cannot be effectively used. Reinforcement of the internal dialogue. The spirit wants that, the soul something else. The wholeness, alignment of the person is the essential condition for the movement towards the goal, since it brings the external intention. Outer intent. Outer intent is the force, attention, and energy moving from within you outward, to the surrounding world, to the living reality around you. In other words, it's focusing on how the goal achieves itself. It is the determination to obtain, the reflection of your personal choice. External intention makes it possible to move towards another sector of the space of variance, another line of life. In reality, external intention creates reality, which means that you stop thinking of yourself as separate from the outside world. The possibilities of external intention are incalculable, since in the space of variations, everything is accessible to you. Coordination of intention, the position you take in relation to an event that happens to you, either positive or negative. Seeing the positive side, using humor if necessary, or seeing the event as an enriching experience helps to coordinate internal and external intention in the direction of the desired reality. In other words, the proper use of free will. Lifeline. A lifeline includes the events, surroundings, and settings of your life. It is formed by the succession of causes and effects that you have induced with your intention. By habit, you only see existing representations and decisions that coincide with the lifeline you are on. By changing the line of life, you can have access to what is missing from the one on which you are now. There is always a possibility of moving from one lifeline to another. Master of reality, the author of his life, the one who chooses his reality, in this, you. Mirror, everything in your reality has a purpose in the energetic world. Any choice, feeling, emotion or decision influences your reality. The world reflects our personal choice, whether it is conscious or unconscious. If we believe that this reflection is reality, then we no longer have the possibility of influencing our reality. Observer, the observer is the silent, uninvolved witness to every situation, every event, without judgment or emotion. To solve a problem, do not identify yourself with the problem, but become an external observer to better provide the right answer, the right choice. Awareness. This is both the understanding, visioning of what is happening in your reality and the identification of your emotion in relation to what is happening. We can say that each of us has a feeling of each moment of his reality but focuses on what he considers possible for himself. This blockage is due to his own decisions, filters, or because of the inability to manage his emotion. When the vision coincides with the emotional feeling, there is understanding. This is when the soul hears the spirit and the spirit sees the soul. Plan B. To avoid giving too much importance to your goal, imagine a plan B, a backup solution if what you had planned does not work. Thus, you lower the importance and avoid the action of the balancing forces. Excess potential. Excess potential is created only if too much significance, importance, is added to an assessment. In other words, as soon as you give too much importance to something, internal or external, it manifests itself in worry, fear, effort, loss of calm, loss of personal balance, strengthening of inner dialogue. Examples: excessive desire, discontent, judgment, admiration, idealization, contempt, vanity, feelings of superiority, guilt or inferiority. Reality, it is living energy present, materialized in countless forms and images. It is, above all, what each of us experiences and experiences, often without realizing it. It is all that constitutes your life path, from the time you are born until the moment you leave your individuality. Dependent relationships. The more you rely on something or someone outside of yourself, the more you are drawn into a dependent relationship. Dependent relationships create excess potential. In this case, your attention is more directed towards not losing than receiving. Alternative to relationships of dependence, relationships of interdependence, cooperation. In this case, we are aware of the relationship, but we do not impose mutual demands. This is the way to freedom. Telltale signs. Telltale signs appear when you are about to change your lifeline. Reality then reflects something that does not fit into the usual script. When a succession of things happen to you, you can see signs in them. A sign has meaning only for you. Whoever is behind it did not do it intentionally. If you pay attention to these signs, you can move from line to line more quickly. Lifestyle. It is your fixity in the same representations and decisions that holds you to your line of life. Lifestyle reflects unconscious decisions and can be expressed with a simple motto. Lifestyle fixes your attention in a limited area and forms tunnel vision. You may then think that other possibilities, other variants of reality, are inaccessible to you. Since representations and decisions can be changed, lifestyle is not an insurmountable obstacle. representations and new decisions lead to the widening of choice, and, consequently, to another perception of the world's success. When you experience success, so as not to create excess potential with your satisfaction or your pride, feel grateful. Attribute this success to your guardian angel. A guardian angel never creates success potential. Deliberate, conscious, transition, the means with the help of which you can move on the line of life that you choose for itself. The mechanism is similar to the one used by the pendulum, trying to train you in the induced transition, unconscious, but in this case, it is you who chooses the positive sign of your relationship with the event-induced transition. Unconscious, it is the negative influence of the pendulum on you which induces you to choose a negative line of life. When the pendulum makes you think negative, you create your negative reality. This influence allows the pendulum to act on you to receive the energy it needs to exist, attract more adherents or retain those who are already caught. This influence kicks in when you choose for yourself what you want to avoid at all costs. You can perceive this mechanism in yourself when you are emotionally hooked by negative information that captures your attention using the emotions of fear, guilt or shame. Unity of soul and spirit. The spirit has the will, internal intention, but is not able to direct the external intention. The soul has a connection with the external intention, but it does not have the will to direct the external intention. The unity of soul and spirit is necessary. If they find unity in worry, fear or aversion, then the worst happens and the reality remains gloomy. If they were joined in creative inspiration, you can receive anything you wish. Wave of success. The wave of success is an accumulation of favorable lifelines in the space of variations. It is manifested by a succession of favorable events in your life. Life according to one's soul. Each of us is predisposed for something. This predisposition manifests itself in the state of the soul. When you live by your soul, you rarely feel tired or depressed, because the energy is moving in the right direction, towards its realization. Sometimes, to have the life according to one's soul, it is necessary to take up the challenge and move forward towards one's goal, despite the pressure and the attacks of the pendulums. Comfort zone. What is usual, studied, controlled and mastered. If you have become accustomed to difficulties, for example, it will be difficult for you to accept living in a variant of reality where everything happens easily and effortlessly. Getting out of this comfort zone, not so comfortable, means going towards the unknown, overcoming your fears, going into the progression zone to emerge in the zone where everything is possible. And don't forget this, Transurfing plants seeds within you that allow you to create your reality as you wish, and it is you and you alone who will cultivate them, sprout them, water them, cherish them. In other words, if life is a game, it's up to you. This article comes from the site http://www.transurfing.fr. For example, it will be difficult for you to accept living in a variant of reality where everything happens easily and without effort. Getting out of this comfort zone, not so comfortable, means going towards the unknown, overcoming your fears, going into the progression zone to emerge in the zone where everything is possible. And don't forget this, Transurfing plants seeds within you that allow you to create your reality as you wish, and it is you and you alone who will cultivate them, sprout them, water them, cherish them. In other words, if life is a game, it's up to you. This article comes from the site http://www.transurfing.fr. For example, it will be difficult for you to accept living in a variant of reality where everything happens easily and without effort. Getting out of this comfort zone, not so comfortable, means going towards the unknown, overcoming your fears, going into the progression zone to emerge in the zone where everything is possible. And don't forget this, Transurfing plants seeds within you that allow you to create your reality as you wish, and it is you and you alone who will cultivate them, sprout them, water them, cherish them. In other words, if life is a game, it's up to you. This article comes from the site http://www.transurfing.fr. Getting out of this comfort zone, not so comfortable, means going towards the unknown, overcoming your fears, going into the progression zone to emerge in the zone where everything is possible. And don't forget this, Transurfing plants seeds within you that allow you to create your reality as you wish, and it is you and you alone who will cultivate them, sprout them, water them, cherish them. In other words, if life is a game, it's up to you. This article comes from the site http://www.transurfing.fr. Getting out of this comfort zone, not so comfortable, means going towards the unknown, overcoming your fears, going into the progression zone to emerge in the zone where everything is possible. And don't forget this, Transurfing plants seeds within you that allow you to create your reality as you wish, and it is you and you alone who will cultivate them, sprout them, water them, cherish them. In other words, if life is a game, it's up to you. This article comes from the site http://www.Transurfing.fr. Transurfing plants seeds in you that allow you to create your reality as you wish, and it is you and you alone who will cultivate them, make them sprout, water them, cherish them. In other words, if life is a game, it's up to you. This article comes from the site http://www.Transurfing.fr. Transurfing plants seeds in you that allow you to create your reality as you wish, and it is you and you alone who will cultivate them, make them sprout, water them, cherish them. In other words, if life is a game, it's up to you. This article comes from the site http://www.Transurfing.fr. Should I read more books? If yes, 1. Like this video. 2. Share this video. 3. Comment the title of the next book you want. Thank you for your watching. I see you in the next video.